Hey Olivia, how are you?
Estoy bien. ¿Se habla español?
Sí, sí, hablo español.
Ah, estudié español en la universidad, pero se olvidó todas,
Sí, sí,
mostly.
yo soy bilingüe, I'm originally from New Mexico. I'm not from here. I've only been in Colorado 7 years.
Okay, that's long enough.
Yeah, I've only been in Colorado 7 years. So
Uh,
I'm originally from Las Cruces, New Mexico.
New Mexico's nice. I've only been
Yeah.
there twice, but I
What part of
loved
New
it.
Mexico?
I went to, we stopped in Albuquerque, and then we went to um what's the Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, the next closest city? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Albuquerque is 10 hours from here. Porque I know Las Cruces 14 hours.
Is it further
Porque Las Cruces,
south? Las
yes,
Cruces?
Las Cruces is like 1 hour away from El Paso, Texas. So if you
Okay.
were to drive to El Paso, it would be 15 hours straight.
Oh, that's a long drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I like the train.
Yeah, these
It's
are my big
nice.
ones. Like I just like say I was describing that I recently moved all my recording equipment, all my studio equipment to my bedroom. They have my open area in my basement dedicated to my model trains, and also for the noise reduction, so that way the mics won't pick up the noise of my model trains.
Okay. Yeah. Clever.
Yeah. So which means like I could play some music while I'm at it. I could,
Whoa.
yeah.
Oh,
That you don't that way I don't pick up the sound of the model train on the other end of the other room.
claro.
So I'm kind of try to figure out how to isolate.
Yes. I get it.
Sí, mientras
Wow, that's
tengo
quite a
mi
keyboard setup you got there.
yeah. I wish I had a real Hammond organ. Because I play guitar, harmonica, banjo.
I know. I've seen a couple of your videos. They're really impressive.
Yeah. Because I have what I call Alfonso and the clones.
Yeah,
How I
I
clone
think I saw
myself.
those.
Yeah, the
Right.
clones.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I got cloned during the pandemic. I sent my DNA sample. Let me
Yeah.
add my other friend.
That's
Hello, Mary. Welcome. Welcome, Mary. This is one of my local friends here in Denver.
hi.
I
Hello,
fixed.
Barbara. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah. I'm sorry I'm a little late.
It's all right. We've been having difficulties, so no worries.
Oh,
We've, we've been having difficulty here.
hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi
Hello.
Barbara, how are you? Doing a little better. That's good. Yeah, I thought I'd
Yeah.
spend Thanksgiving in the hospital, but I made it out.
Did you hear the news?
What?
I am going to be a yaya, which is grandmother in Greek.
A
Ah,
young grandma, my age.
No, yeah, well, I'm a little older
Congratulations.
than you are. So I'm wearing this tonight, my Grandma Claus shirt.
Yasu.
well,
Yasu
Opa.
Opa.
congratulations.
Yes. So I spilled the beans as I did on our channel tonight. I said the special announcement. I spilled the beans, and we're calling
Those
it
are
Little
some
Bean.
good beans to.
Little bean.
Yeah, Little Bean.
The counties.
Yeah, they don't
So
want they don't want the exact due date released or the names or any of that. So I'm doing what I can. So we just said we're going to call it Little Bean.
Yeah.
We truly don't know whether it's a boy or a girl yet. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
June of 26. That
Well,
part I can't.
congratulations.
Yes.
Very nice.
Congratulations.
26.
There is a guy on YouTube. I cannot remember the name of his channel, but he's a neuroscientist and he is always out walking in the snow, and he does these shorts and he talks about our birth month and the sort of like gifts that it brings, and it's actually evidence-based in our neurodevelopment during gestation and the amount of vitamin D we get, light exposure, things like that. It's really interesting because he talks about every month.
Yeah.
I wish I could think of his name, but I mean it's pretty interesting.
Well, June's my birthday, so or month.
Oh,
so
there
we'll
you
see.
go.
We'll see.
Well,
And
my birthday's next
Oh,
month in
wow.
January. My birthday's next month in
then
January.
you share a birthday with Mr. Busta Crochet. Well, we were
Okay.
able to go to Indiana in Thanksgiving and actually tell my husband's grandmother that she was going to be a great grandmother for the very first time. So that was pretty amazing. She made it. It was absolutely priceless watching her. Hear the news. We got a little onesie that said something, and she was just. It was absolutely priceless. So
Yeah.
Barbara?
I'm amazed that people that are bringing kids into the world today the way they are, they have a lot of faith in God, and in Jesus' name I pray that God helps them the whole way.
Yep.
Amen.
So
Yeah, I don't know how wise it is. But I mean, it's still a blessed, wonderful
It
thing.
is.
Don't misunderstand me.
Yeah.
But I have a teenager, and he's 19, and he lets us know fairly often how he and his cohort, his peers, are feeling about their prospects, and it's not good.
No.
I think it too. If you have two very people rooted in faith too, both my daughter and my son-in-law are, and I will ask for prayers. My daughter has certainly told it on our channel, but she is a diabetic. She is automatically kind of considered a higher risk pregnancy.
Right.
So the baby is growing well. It's healthy. It's strong. It's got a good heartbeat. And just be praying that continues without any complications. She has had a lot. She's been nauseous, but she has not had anything further than that. And I'm very, very thankful. So,
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
so she's
blessed
almost at
be.
the end of her first trimester. So, and I haven't been able to say anything since October 26th. I've been really good.
Well, sis, that's a good cheerful laugh. It needs to stay there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
it's a miracle.
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
I mean,
Yes.
birth is a miracle.
Yep.
It's a blessing. It's a gift, and I wish more people looked at it like that.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I've told everybody tonight, if people wonder why I've been distracted lately,
That's why.
y'all know that's the reason why I've been distracted, and I've been like, I've just had to kind of go into my crochet blankets because it's kind of like I sit down at the computer and my head is just spinning, and my focus has been on her and this little one, and I've had more thoughts of my dad, which I wish he was here because he'd be so thrilled to be a great grandfather, and my aunt who passed in March. So it's kind of like, but
when God takes someone away from us, no matter if it's in real life or through death or whatever, he always gives us someone back.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
my son-in-law lost his grandmother, and he
Uh-huh.
also found out he was going to be a dad. So it was kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
twofold. So
Yeah.
anyway,
That's like my dad. He had a stroke, and now that it had been 16 years, and my daughter-in-law had a miscarriage. I think it was about 4 or 5 months, and there was no more heartbeat. Well, she was pregnant. She was due in April, and Dad died in November. And the old Cajun family and a lot of the old European families said that when an older person is ready to go, they say, well, I'll give my life for the child to be born, and people says, oh, that's cruel. Well, no, that's how they thought back then. If they were sick and dying, they'd rather give up their life now and have the child be born because they have a whole life ahead of them, you know. And me, when I was pregnant, I had diverticulitis constantly, just about. So I had a rough pregnancy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I had several rough pregnancies, but yeah, new baby, that gives cheers to everyone. You know,
and we also made it to 2K.
yeah,
That was another
Nice.
one.
I was watching that. Yeah,
We crocheted in the snow.
Well, I
It
saw the
wasn't very
replay.
successful, but we did it.
Yeah, this morning we left town. We went down to Colorado Springs this morning.
Who's we, Alfonso?
My family and I, my sister, my brother-in-law.
Nice. So all those photos are where is that, like Tiny Town or something?
What?
The pictures you
That's
sent.
that's at one of my relatives' house. My
Oh,
sister-in-law.
how nice.
She got a village set up because
Wow.
I got
That's
a
quite
new
a
niece
setup.
that was born. Yeah, I got a new niece that was born last year in December. From her.
Christmas baby. Nice.
Yeah, she was born in December 22nd last year.
Make sure you get her a Christmas present and a birthday present.
We got her already.
Christmas
That's why-
babies
that's
always
why-
get short shifted.
Yeah, that's why we drove. That's why we went down there today.
For her birthday.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, those are nice pictures, Alfonso.
yeah.
We're in a level 2 snow emergency, so
Oh
In
man,
Ohio?
speaking of
yeah, they've scraped the snow outside twice or 3 times.
Yes.
The snow plows come through and it just
Oh,
covers right over. It's like, why are you even bothering? Our sidewalk is just packed with snow. So
They're expecting 30 degrees here Monday, but I don't think we get snow.
yeah, well, you should see me. I crocheted for 20 minutes in the snow. I'm like, I promised people when we got to 2K, I'm just hoping
why?
Well, I've been watching. I've been
Yeah.
giving a thumbs up, but
that
I
It
don't
was-
want no trouble in no rooms.
I just wanted to stick because we're like 208. I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
stick. It wasn't really that bad. It wasn't like it was snowing, but it wasn't like terribly, terribly cold.
Yeah.
So it was like the wind wasn't blowing, but
I keep losing connection, guys.
the yarn froze.
You are?
Yeah,
I see
my
you.
internet's not very reliable. We pay so much and very unreliable.
But what part of Denver? You're in
Aurora.
Denver.
Aurora.
You're in Aurora?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I
Shut
work
up,
in
good one.
Denver.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll come see you sometime. I haven't been getting out that much, but I am not that far from the Isle,
Central Park in
Art.
Quebec, right? Yeah,
Isle, and
in
yeah,
Quebec.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're
Because I've been there. I've been there 6 years.
nice. Yeah,
Been
that's
there
a big
6 years.
one, and we like it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I started as a volunteer in 2019. I got hired after 7 months, and so I've been ever since then. Have been going at it. Got employed a month twice, and they tell me it's very rare. And then a couple of weeks ago, I got a certificate of excellence.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, and it's very rare that someone gets it. It doesn't happen normally.
Really? Good
Yeah,
job.
normally it does not happen. We get a high rate of turnovers. Cashiers,
Yeah.
supervisors, furniture guys, they all come and go. Either they quit or get fired,
Why would they get
which is
fired?
sad.
That you would think they would need to hold on to people because that's a big one there. I don't.
Yeah, but
Most of them are. They're pretty
unfortunately,
big, and there's a lot of stuff. A lot of
yeah, but
inventory or
unfortunately,
whatever
we
you
had
call it.
instances where people steal.
Oh, that'll get you fired. Yeah.
We have a lot of
Yeah,
that down here. Whenever people drops things off at Goodwill and stuff like that, the employees go through it. They take what they want, and then they just, you know, and there's a big turnover. That's why I'd rather find a church or something and somebody that needs it than to bring it to Goodwill.
I've heard that Goodwill like inflates their prices really
Yeah, they do.
dramatically.
They do.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been to a Goodwill in forever. Art, like I go there. There was a place, Alfonso, do you remember a place on Evans that was also a kitty cat rescue and a thrift
I
store?
don't remember, but you know what? Is it right there
It was
off of
great.
Evans too, by Monaco Parkway?
It was close to there, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And they
They only
had
had clothes.
big units for the cats. Like the kitties had really nice apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, that was back in
I used to shop
2019.
there
Like
all the time.
they only had
Almost
clothes.
everything it is closed, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because most of the time when I shop at the Arc, the only thing I mostly shop for is for vinyl. That's all I get. Most.
Oh, yeah. My husband shops for vinyl. He likes LPs. Yeah.
Yes. And if
Let me see. I'm going to see if I can show you my cats.
wow, nice.
Okay. Just reclining, huh?
I like looking at them. My allergies do not like them.
Yeah, I like looking at them. My allergies too. Cat dander.
Oh, I
And
couldn't. I don't. I'd
and I
lose my mind
recently
at that.
got this. I recently got this at the Arc,
That's
brand
cool.
new, for $4,
I can't.
complete. It's a DVD set.
Is it? Who is it?
It's railroad
It's a
journeys.
Oh.
railroad journeys.
Oh my
It's all
gosh.
complete, brand new.
So,
And,
is it
and I found this one too, still brand new, sealed, unopened,
Christmas
for
Pig?
$2.99. No,
Charlotte's
Charlotte's
Web.
Web.
Oh my God, I can't see.
The original, mind you.
Christmas Pig.
No, this is the 2006
Charlotte's
release.
Web, of
Yeah.
course.
That's the one where they had. Yeah, the original was a cartoon, wasn't it, Alfonso?
Yeah. The original was an animated, cartoon animated.
That's the one I had seen.
Some pig. We read
Yeah.
that in elementary school.
I read the audio version of that book because I get all my books in audio format because I'm considered legally blind. My vision is very limited, so
Yeah.
can't see
Do
very much.
you read Braille? Can you read Braille?
Yes.
Oh, that's
read, write, Braille, grade
impressive.
1.
That's
Read it right.
amazing.
Grade one braille, uncontracted. It's the uncontracted braille.
I don't know what that means, but
There's
maybe you
two
can
type.
tell me.
There's two kinds of braille. Uncontracted with everything spelled out, the whole word, everything. Contracted with shorthanded.
Okay. Oh, that sounds like it'd be harder to learn.
Yeah, you're better off learning the
Someone's got a
uncontracted.
poochie. Someone got a
Well,
doggy.
everybody,
Hold on, I think my
that's
other
my
camera
little
went out.
Snow White, and he's bringing Lucy in. She's been barking outside, which means it's time for my insulin and bed, and to tell my dogs good night, and me to get some rest. So may
Oh,
bless all of y'all. Like I said, I'm still trying to gain all my strength back from the last lung infection and stuff I had. So I get tired easily, and that's what I was doing. I was resting, and I got up, but it's a little bit after 9 by the time I take my meds and everything, and get settled and get the dog settled and get my shots and stuff. I'll be ready for bed. But y'all
well, it's nice to
remember,
meet
y'all are
you.
before me,
Yeah.
after me.
So recently,
It's
what
8
I do with
o'clock here.
braille.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 o'clock here. Yeah, what I do with braille, I'm taking it to a whole another level, incorporating in my 3D prints.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's done it on some of his there you go. On the bottom. I don't think
Harmonica
you'll be able to
holder.
see it. Lucy.
Oh my God,
Has
that's so
braille.
cool.
Yeah, he has the words in the braille. I think he's so clever on doing that. May God bless y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah. Good
Good
night.
You have a
night,
good night, bud.
Barbara.
Talk to y'all
Let
later.
me bring you something that I have
Mucho gusto.
full size.
I like the little people on the train.
Should be a soap caddy on the train too. Or no, it's not a soap caddy. A cupcake somewhere. You should take it off, Alfonso.
So this is
Thank
what I
you.
had 3D printed. It's in braille. Stop on red signal.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Wow,
Braille
I
too
would
over here.
love to learn Braille.
You know
That's
what?
so neat.
There's a free resource called Hadley.org, HadleyHelp.org. That how I learned to read Braille.
And that,
And you
like,
can get Braille sent to you free. And it's free.
really?
Yes. I
Hadley
could get you
what?
HadleyHelp.org.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
I
Where you
must
learn
miss-
to read Braille. They send you all the books and everything.
Ugh, I had creepers come into my chat. I did a live. I almost never do them. And I don't know how, like, this. Alfonso's teaching me how to do this. Like, Restream,
Right.
I've never used it. But I had people come in and yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's like
Yeah,
people
it's kind
look
of
for
hard
an
to do it.
opportunity to be.
Yeah.
Hello.
You have to have a thick skin.
And I don't.
And I got this 3D print as well. It's a train whistle with Braille on it.
Wow. Okay,
And it
so
worked.
you have your own 3D printer?
No, I have it sent to a place in Ohio called C3D.org. It's a 3D printing service for the blind.
Cool. Okay.
It takes
Alfonso, sorry. Do you know Tori Amos?
No.
Okay. She's a musician. I just thought you might like her because she's a keyboardist
Right.
and pianist. Yeah. Yeah, you should play.
Yeah.
You should play a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a Christmas tune. I'm gonna play one of the Mexican Christmas songs. The Spanish.
Okay.
In Spanish, they call it villancico. You know, here we call it Christmas carols, but in Mexico they call it villancicos.
Villancicos.
Yeah.
Quiero a bailar. Yay! Maria, do you speak Greek?
A little bit, very little bit.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Like I can say a lot of the food, like baklava, yasu, or opa, because my dad was Papu. He's no longer with us, so my husband's taking the role of Papu, and my daughter says, when I have a child, you're going to be Yaya. So when I was growing up, my grandfather was like, can you say Papu? Or no, can I say Grandpa? And I couldn't. So I said, can you say Papu? And I said Papu. She said, well, I'm not going to be Yaya because in my case, I'll come out Yo-Yo. So she refused. She was Scottish, so she wanted to be Nana. So I can say like the musica, the pasticho, taropitas, spanakopita. I used to walk into my grandfather's house and say, yasu tikanis.
Tikanis.
Yeah, how are you doing? So I can say a little bit. He was fluent in Greek, and I so wish that he had done it with me, but that wasn't the trend back then.
My sister speaks both modern and ancient Greek because she lived there for a while and married a Greek man. And she's just one of those kind of people that can just do things. But they didn't raise their daughter speaking Greek. And my husband's Polish, and Polish is his first language. And we didn't raise our son speaking Polish. And I so regret it. Like, I think that anytime you can learn 2, 3, 4 languages, you should do it in that early window. Like Alfonso, right?
I grew up speaking both.
Exactly.
Because my family I got family down in Mexico, like especially in Juarez. My dad, the family on my dad's side, my dad's from the state of Jalisco.
¿Dónde?
Jalisco.
Jalisco.
Yeah. In the state.
No sé qué. ¿De dónde?
In Mexico.
Pero sur, Oh,
southern Mexico, like way
okay.
further down.
Okay. Yeah, I've
Like
never been.
like yeah, like that.
Have you
What
been?
have you ever heard? No, I never been there myself. I don't know if you ever heard of Guadalajara.
Yes.
That's in the state of Jalisco. That's the capital city of Jalisco. Now, my dad, where he's from a very small village called Mesquitique. Very small, very poor. Like there's no infrastructure, uncivilized. There's no infrastructure, no running water, no electricity.
Really? And he grew
Yes,
up like that.
yes. That's where my dad's from.
Um.
And
Uh.
my grandfather on my
Conoce
dad's
los zapatistas.
like los zapatistas. They're the ones like the shoe cleaners.
No, no, no. Comunistas.
Communist.
Yes.
I'm not
Los
sure.
zapatistas. No, 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 okay, zapatos.
Yeah, zapatos like shoe
Pero
dealer.
es posible que that was the original meaning.
Yeah.
Because of the workers like solidarity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they apparently, I don't know where they have their communities, but apparently they're wonderful, very like self-contained.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, I was born in Juarez due to a premature birth.
Is that why your vision?
Yes. Yes.
Did they give you oxygen? And maybe gave you too
Uh,
much?
it was
'Cause
it was due to premature birth. Due to my lack of my optic nerve never fully developed.
okay. Okay, so that's a little different than I was thinking.
Yeah.
Scott, the one that you did the album with.
Yes.
He was premature and he got too much oxygen, and so he became blind.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was like a trend. Speaking of trends, like, yeah. Mm.
But
Yeah, we were. Oh, go ahead.
but I had such fond memories because my grandfather was one of like four of their kids. So I have such fond memories of being so heavily influenced by Greek culture. So like for
The
me, comfort food,
dancing,
Greek,
the food.
yeah, Greek food is comfort food for this girl. And
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
we came up to where we live now is where my mother was raised, and she was born in Scotland. She came over here when she was 4 months old with her mom, because she met my grandfather when he was serving over in the military. And then they came over to where we live now, and she grew up here. And then she moved to Florida for 50 years and then came back because we moved up to Cincinnati because that's where where my husband's family was. We had nobody left in Florida. And my daughter is autistic. And I thought if something happens to us, there's going to be nobody for her. And there was a lot of family for her. And then she found somebody, and she was going to have to move up a couple hours away from Cincinnati. She's my only one, so we came with. And so we're back in the same town that my mom was raised in, and life does become full circle. But we used to come up and visit her godmother, and we used to go to the Greek festival, and I was surrounded by my grandfather's family that was Greek, and people were talking English and Greek, and I was just very influenced by the Greek culture.
Yeah.
But
I would give anything to go to Greece. Yeah.
When I first came to Colorado, I suffered a tremendous culture shock when I first came to Colorado in 2018 after graduating college.
Really?
Yes,
From
New
So
Mexico.
like we're more gringo here than in New Mexico? Probably.
I don't know because because my disability and all that. I because New Mexico marks that's the only state that's very accepting for who you are and all that. That they call
Really?
that disability freedom state, New Mexico.
I didn't know. I
Yes,
did not know.
because they were the first state to shut down all the institutions when they passed the ADA in 1990.
Wow, that sounds like something that I should know. But so I don't have like a a known diagnosed disability other than major depression,
Right.
which is they consider a disability, and I just take a little pill and I do okay. But so I'm not in that world like learning about accessibility and where the resources are not, and I don't have a child,
Yeah, and
so I
then
haven't
the resources.
negotiated that
I know the
world.
resources here in Colorado are not that great. They're not very helpful, like what New Mexico is.
Really?
Yeah,
That sucks.
like when I
Like
first
like
tried to get in with
sorry.
DBR, the Blind and Low Vision Service Unit, they would not help me at all. They say I was too much of a high risk because my mental capacity of a 10-year-old. They say limited because my limited understanding. And they said I'm a high risk. The only option that they were giving me, like to work at Goodwill, 22 cents an hour, or be institutionalized.
What?
Yeah,
That sounds really fascist. That's really I'm sorry. Um I mean it like you've taught yourself like how many instruments?
the
And you're
piano,
really good
harmonica, banjo,
at
guitar.
yeah, I that sounds so horrible to tell somebody that. I don't know many 10-year-olds that are like you do not seem intellectually disabled to me at all. Clearly you have a visual like, the legal blindness, like that's
Yes,
something you can negotiate, but I mean, Maria, what do you think? Mari,
No, I'm
not at all.
no.
That seems so unfair.
because I do
But I'm
have
speaking over
diagnosis
you.
of
I'm
an
sorry.
intellectual disability from my school, like from my high school and all that, which that there's
And you
legitimacy.
graduated.
Yeah, and I
You went to
graduated college
college.
in 2018. I graduated high school in 2002 in Alamogordo.
I mean, it's taken me until my 50s, somewhat, and to realize that I have learning disability, that I have dyslexia, and it's taken me now to realize they didn't get it right on the button, and I just happened to be reading um, several of them, several of the things. I'm like, that's me. And my mom used to say to me, Mary, I don't know how you can read and have music blaring. And I was like, I have to, or I can't focus. And all the things learning about it, or I'll say something, or I'll try to read a name and it doesn't come out right. It's because it's all mixed up in this head of mine. Um, and I have fibromyalgia, and that's a whole nother disability on top of it. But
Do they offer any help for that?
there's not really anything they do. I've just sort of learned to live with it. If I have to read
That's
the
what I
Bible, I'm
thought.
going to read the Bible out loud. If I'm going to read it, it's going to be out loud. People on my channel know I try to read, but sometimes it's going to come out not the greatest. Or if I'm trying to read your name or something, it just may come mixed up because it just gets all jumbled up. I do the best I can,
One
but
thing I could tell, one thing that I do struggle with spelling because my limited vision. I can't see the double letters, like the double M, the double R. I can't see that very well.
But that's not intellectual. That's like visual. Like that's separate.
So when I going
I
going through high school, going through my school life, they all kept me in the fourth and fifth grade level all these years up till I graduated because my limited vision. They say that it affects your learning ability, your vision.
just considering like okay, so you have like your visual cortex back here, right? And
Right.
then it sends messages to like your Wernicke's area, I believe it is, for reading. I can't remember. Like I took all of that. Like I've taken a lot of anatomy and physiology and and neurobiology years ago. But to me, it's you do not seem like an intellectually disabled individual. Now, visual processing is gonna like, and that's another thing too with dyslexia. One
Right.
of the several of the most brilliant people I've ever met are dyslexic,
Right.
and like it just it seems very grossly unfair to tell somebody that because they have a visual or a reading like obstacle that they have to overcome, that they would in any kept like who would tell somebody they were going to institutionalize them? That's like something from the 1800s.
Right.
Like, aren't we supposed to be way past that?
Right.
Yeah,
And it was just this counselor that didn't really want to work with me.
that's what it sounds like. You just got a really bad, like, you know, I don't know. I hesitate to say too much because it's not something that I have kept. Like I haven't kept
Right.
my like I haven't kept my knowledge and my awareness of all of that. But I feel confident in saying that like there shouldn't be any relationship between learning ability and your vision, and that's why braille was invented, because
Right.
it's just your visual it's your whatever, like
Yeah,
retina,
but
whatever,
I
something
could
else.
tell growing up, my vision problem was they they failed to address the issue because I had a lot of issues growing up when I was going all the way up to high school. You know, I was going to school and all that, but I was having too many accidents, tripping and falling, and we never understand why. I had cataract surgery in '93 in Indiana. I almost lost my life due to complications with anesthesia. I was 9 years old at the
Ooh,
time.
that, that's scary.
Yeah, and that's when they say I can't have any more surgery
Ever?
ever. Yeah, because if they have to put me under anesthesia, I'm more likely to lose my life over that.
Mm.
And then on through high school, I was having too many accidents. My worst accident I had in high school, I fell 25 feet off from the coming down from the second floor because the way they built my high school in New Mexico, from the first level to the second floor, it's like 75 feet, and you gotta go down like 3 flights of stairs. So on the
You fell
coming down the
over?
last flight, I got pushed by a whole bunch of kids running, and I got trampled, and I fell 25 feet straight down off the stairs, hit the bottom. And I was very lucky. I did not hit my head. I only hit my wrist and twisted, broke my ankle, and that was it. Very lucky.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
like 25-foot fall,
Yeah, you are lucky. Yeah, that
and
can
that
be
was
very
in Las Cruces.
disastrous.
That was in the ninth grade when it happened. Then in the 10th grade, we moved from Las Cruces to Alamogordo. Then going to Alamogordo High School. They were we were looking at going to the school for the blind there in Alamogordo, but then the district had so many problems. They were putting all the trouble kids in that school, forcing that school to take all the troublemakers.
Wow. See,
And they're
just
telling me, no, you don't need to go to that school. That school is for the bad kids.
right. Oh my God.
And
We
then
just
in
don't
my senior
treat
year,
people who are
what happened
neurodivergent, right?
was what happened was because I was always in special education. In my senior year, they started putting all the trouble kids in the special education, and then you know what? I got bullied.
I
Um,
bet.
but one of those kids, I had one kid who tried to flip my desk over, and I had another kid that pushed me in the hallway, and I didn't see it coming.
Did
Hmm.
anybody do anything, like a principal or anything? Did
That
they?
kid got expelled. That kid got expelled.
Okay.
That kid got expelled because one, it involved the vision impaired,
Yeah.
so he got expelled, and I feel bad for him.
You're a better person than I am. I wouldn't have felt bad. I would have been like, he had it coming.
Feel bad,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
they, they
I'm
told me
so
that
sorry. That
it was very
sucks.
serious because when you do something to an individual with a disability, that the consequences are more severe.
And they
They're
probably should be.
they're more
But I
severe.
also think, like, people should just face consequences for picking on anybody, you know.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
like
yeah,
it's
especially if someone's dealing with a disability, it's just like such a weak move
yeah.
to bully and
Because here's the thing,
harm.
growing up, I mostly became close friends with my teachers, because throughout the year I was getting picked on by the other kids. And I remember in the ninth grade or in the 10th grade, because in La Cruz I used to go to the vocational trade school half a day. We learned woodworking, horticulture, cooking, and it was all for the special education program.
That sounds wonderful, actually.
Yeah,
I'd like to
it
learn
was a
things like
great
that.
school. It was a great school. Woodworking, industrial arts, welding, agriculture. Learn a trade there. Never through the special education program.
Yeah, everybody should have a little of that. And then I also just think that college should just be free, like it should just be funded
Yes,
for anybody that wants to
right.
go. Like, because it just makes you a more well-rounded
Yes.
person, you know? And not everybody wants to go to college. I didn't right out of high school. I didn't want to go. My family pushed me and I wound up just like
Well,
butchering my
here's the
GPA.
thing. When I graduated high school, I got a job afterwards, and I waited till I felt like I was ready to go to college. I didn't go right away.
That's good. I think if you're
So I started
it's
college
a
in
gap year
2015.
or two or five, it's
I
fine.
started college in 2015. In 2015, when I was really ready. That's when I went for my
Exactly.
career in the creative media technology, what I really wanted to go for. That's when I knew I was ready.
And look at what you do. It's your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like, yeah, that's so
Because
cool.
you want to go to college, you got to know what you're going for, and then you got to be prepared, know what you're getting into, because you got to for every credit hour in your class, you got to be prepared to study at least plan to study 2 to 3 hours per every credit hour that you're in class, and
Yeah,
only
it's
take what you can handle. Don't overload yourself with too many courses, because then you're gonna really butcher your GPA.
yep. Yeah.
So the way I did it, I only went part time, all the way, and I got straight A's all the way from the beginning all the way to the end.
There you go. There you
And
go.
thankfully,
And
in
people
that
are
time,
different,
I had a lot. See, I had a lot of support to the New Mexico Commission for the Blind going to
Yes.
college. Got into the day program.
Yeah, so it does sound like New Mexico is just like a lot more supportive and
Yeah, but here's the thing: I got into this. I didn't. I got into the commission line later in life. When I lived in Alamogordo, after I graduated high school, I was going to church, playing in church and stuff like that. And my friends and church remember it's because I was having too many accidents, even going to church. I would end up tripping and falling, not realizing. And then uh, one of my friends told me, hey, you need to get services to the Commission for the Blind because I really like for you to become more independent, get more help. And now we live with my parents at the time. My parents did not allow me to get the services. And
Why?
then
Were they were
because
they just
my mom used to manage my social security and all that. She used to manage all that. She was my rep payee.
so did she just not trust the system and all of that, or
She thinks it's all brainwashed. Like she thinks one thing's her way. And
I'm so
then and
sorry
then in
that
2007 we moved from Alamogordo to Meadow Lake, New Mexico, very briefly near Albuquerque. Then we went back to Las Cruces and started going to church and all that. I got another job working for another company at White Sands briefly, like for 8 months. Then I got another. Then I quit and to get a job in the daytime. Then I got a job at Walmart. I was there almost a year. They let me go, put me on medical leave, told me not to come back because of my limited vision.
that's I think that's actionable.
Not really,
Actually,
because
it's so illegal.
because when you first start working at Walmart, you have to sign an agreement. You will not sue them for anything or go to the EEO. You have to you have to sign that in order to work for Walmart, and that's how they cover their butts.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Maria, are you hearing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, Walmart will have you sign an agreement that you will not sue or go to the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission.
Oh my god. I try not to shop at Walmart anyway because
Yeah,
of the way they treat their
the employee.
employees and
Yeah,
everything, but sometimes we have, just because um like I think my husband got a credit card there, and
yes,
so and also their prices, but for the most part we do not. But sometimes, I mean, that's just like there's really no ethical consumption under capitalism.
right.
You can make your better choices, but we're all kind of stuck in this.
Oh yeah.
We're all, yeah. Wow.
But I tell you what, after losing my job at Walmart, the agency that placed me there decided to hire me cleaning their office 2 hours a day. And the agency that placed me there knew that it wasn't gonna last because all they want to do is place individuals with disabilities really fast in jobs, regardless whether they're gonna work hard or not, because they just want the money from the state. So the sooner you place them, they get a huge kickback. They're taking advantage of the kickbacks from the state.
You know, I don't have a problem with like subsidized programs and
Right.
like tax funding of programs, but I think a lot of that, like, it probably needs some oversight.
Yes.
There's corruption,
Oh yeah.
and honestly, a lot of that should just be federal. Like, the federal government can spend, we can spend,
Right.
and we've been sold this lie about deficits.
Yes.
But like an act of Congress can just absolve that debt
Yeah.
because we have currency sovereignty. But we've been told that we need to be taxed
Right.
to offset, or that we can't spend because we'll have a debt or a deficit.
Right.
That's all. That's all of just big, like, smoke and mirrors.
Oh yeah.
All that really matters are resources.
Yes.
If we have resources,
Right.
and We do. We have resources. We have wood. We have oil. We have people.
Right.
And we just need to tap into like Roosevelt did.
Right.
Yeah. And just help people. It's about helping people
Right.
and setting people on their feet, you know, instead of just these like public private partnerships that
Right.
are corruptible, so
Right.
easily corruptible.
Oh yeah.
This is all my opinion. I'm
Oh
call
yeah.
me Pinko, old hippie patchouli stank.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like the agency that placed me at Walmart, they got fed up with me with my limited vision because I was tripping and falling. So they put me with the commission blind. And I was going to church at the same time, playing the piano down in Las Luces. They had enough with dealing with me tripping and falling, and in
But
fact,
I mean, that's not your fault. Like, that's why you needed that diagnosis
they're
that you were
legally
legally
blind.
blind, right?
Yeah, all these years they failed to address my problem, and I was not aware of it at the time. I was not aware. I was not aware growing up.
Now,
No.
see, now that, okay, so going back to what you said earlier
Yeah.
about vision and learning, it's because you weren't able to see.
Right.
It's not that you weren't able to learn. And if they were missing that, like that blows my mind. And then, Maria, did you say you have a child who you have to
Yeah.
advocate for?
Well, no, my daughter's grown now. Of course, has one on the way, but no.
Oh, she's
I
the
did.
one with the baby on the way.
Yes, she's my only one.
Yay.
But
Okay.
she had autism, and I had to advocate a lot. I got her an autism service dog when she was 12. No, well, 12. No, she was 13. Jordan was the best thing. Well, no, she came into existence when she was 12. He was the best thing I could have ever gotten for her. He cost $15,000, and I'm not misquoting at all. We had to raise that. My husband needs a diabetic service dog. Those can go for $20,000 to $25,000. I'm not misspoken at all.
What? Why so expensive?
There's
I'm
a
gonna
lot
tell
of
you why.
training,
It takes a lot to train them.
training to go involved with it.
And
And so
then
we got her Jordan. We got her the service dog. He was trained for over a year and a half, and he was never trained as a diabetic dog. But when she got diabetes at different times, he could tell if her sugars were off and alert her to those. But he was the best thing. And I remember going into the school that we had for her. It was a public school setting, and she was transitioning schools. And the vice principal, first day we were there, said we had like a little meeting, and the vice principal said to me, he said, the lady said, I hear you have a service dog. And I said, yes, my daughter does. And the hope was eventually that the dog was going to come to school if needed to be with my daughter. And she changed schools very quickly. She didn't last very long there, and she went to another smaller school for her needs. But she looked at me and she said, well, we have tons of ASD, which is autism spectrum kids here. None of them have service dogs. I took one look at her. I said, ma'am, I could care less whether one or all of them have service dogs. If my daughter needed it, she got it. End of story. I fought and had to fight for many years for services and service dog and so much for her,
Wow.
and throughout the years. And
Wow.
she didn't get diagnosed till she was 11 years old. But I'm very much of an advocate that every child that's on the spectrum, if they can tolerate a dog, they should have one. Because my daughter wasn't one that, what they call aloofing, and it's not even or eloping is what they call it, which means that they'll go out from your sight. And autistic children tend to go towards a large body of water. They don't know why. And what they'll do is they'll train these dogs to actually find their scent. So if they go, they can find them a lot quicker. And maybe keep them in the house or be able to keep them, alert the parents something's happening. My daughter never did that. She had a lot of trouble sleeping, which they have found most autistic individuals need to sleep by a warm body. They sleep so much better when they're near that. And minute Jordan came into play, it, you know, she did so much better in sleeping. I got sleep finally. It was like, hallelujah. So he was an absolute godsend for 7 years.
See, Alfonso, you needed a mom like Maria.
Yeah, unfortunately, like that's not my case. The way
I'm
I
a firm
turn out.
believer is you get the moms you're supposed to have.
Yeah,
And, I I had to fight it.
Mm-mm. I can't go there.
The reason I go there is because I know, I have a belief in my Heavenly Father, and I know Alfonso does too. And I do believe that he puts you with the parents you're supposed to have. And,
Okay.
it makes you who you are.
yeah,
It makes you strong, and
It definitely makes you who you are. Yeah.
I think of my cousin. My cousin was, raised by my aunt who passed away in March, and she struggled with drugs and alcohol throughout her life. And would it have been better if my aunt may have given her up for adoption? Yes, but my cousin wouldn't be who my cousin was if she wasn't raised by my aunt, even though there was a lot of difficulties she went through. My grandmother had 4 kids, and there was a lot that went on with that because my grandmother was undiagnosed bipolar. My dad wouldn't have been the same. He was a tough person, and I'm part of who he was. He served in the Navy for 28 years. He was strong. He had a great work ethic. He was who he was, but he was molded by the parents he had, and we're all molded by him.
Definitely.
It doesn't mean
Absolutely.
that we have the best all the
right.
time either. And I would not be the girl I was without being. I have a wonderful mother. I had a dad who went through a lot in his young formative years and a lot of stuff, and we had a difficult road, but we got through it. I wouldn't be the
Mhm.
same girl I was if I hadn't been that man's daughter.
Well, here's the thing. Like I know with me, I struggled growing up, but then when I first came to Colorado, it was a big change for me. Major change, culture shock, everything.
Yeah. I wonder why. I wonder why New Mexico is so much better at social safety nets.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
The only thing I have here is like the arc. That's about it. That's really the only thing I have.
Well, I'm sure there are services that may be available, there that maybe you're not aware of. I mean, when we moved to Indiana or Ohio, there was services like when my daughter was going to learn how to drive, there was a service through her insurance that taught her occupational therapy
Right.
so she could learn how to drive. Because you don't put an autistic individual, she didn't drive till she was in her 20s, an autistic individual to go to a student driver school because
Right.
there's things that an occupational therapist is trained to teach them when they drive. For instance, when they drive, they see everything. The person walking on the street, the dog over here with the person here, this person, the person on the bike, all of it's coming in at once. So when they drive, they're having to be taught what is the most important thing to look at: the stop sign, the street light, this, that. And so she had an occupational therapist. She had the drive on the one side, he had the driving on the other side so he could stop. And my mom was in the back, not me, because I don't do well with that kind of stuff. And she watched him teach my daughter how to drive through occupational therapy because they have to learn in a different way. Doesn't make them any different.
And that's so important.
Don't
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To recognize that need is not better or worse, but different.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
My daughter was 5 when she was misdiagnosed, and then she was 11. And it took someone coming in our house with behavioral therapy that took 45 minutes to look at my daughter and say, guess what? This isn't that. You know what it is? She's autistic. And I said, what? We've spent 11 years struggling with this, that if we dare change the fact that we were going to give her bath before dinner, it was a 3-hour meltdown. And this wasn't behavior. This wasn't defiance. This was the fact that she was autistic and she hated change. Or if we went to the store and they had crinkled carrots and not flat cut carrots, boy, she'd have a meltdown. Well, now I know why. And I was a single parent living with my parents. So I didn't have the support of someone else. I remarried when I was in 2007, and the gentleman that I remarried, that's his daughter now. Last year he legally adopted her. That's his kid. It's been that way since 2007.
That's wonderful.
But you have to. It's not a battle that you're expected to fight. You're put into it, and some people are better at it than others. But even though Alfonso maybe didn't have the greatest mom, look at all that he's accomplished despite that. You've been able to teach yourself all that music. You've been able to finish high school. You went to college. You did all that, and you've come a long way.
Well, that's with the support from the Commission for the Blind and some support from my church and all that too.
Exactly.
Yeah. You need support. You need help, and you need to recognize, whether you're neurotypical or not, if you have something going on, if people who come from really toxic families and are given a great deal of shame and become the identified patient or whatever, if they're given the knowledge that, like, this isn't you, this isn't your identity, this is a dynamic, and this has been projected onto you, and you're a human being, they can heal. If they're not given that, they can't heal. They can't even begin to deconstruct that.
And I think we have to look at our past too. Because, like I said, my dad was raised with a mother who had mental illness that wasn't diagnosed properly. He had a dad that at the age of 6 years old, my grandfather, they got divorced. My grandfather left, and he allowed my grandmother's second husband, she was married 4 times, to adopt my dad. And the real father at 6 years old said goodbye. So he had huge abandonment issues and struggled. He really never talked about his childhood, but I know it wasn't fun. He had a brother who, left this world because, of all the emotional stuff. And out of all of the children that my grandmother had, he was the one that didn't struggle with drugs and alcohol. But we had a very difficult road. But when I needed my mom and dad, and I was in a situation where I was going through a divorce and I needed a safe place, I needed a home, my parents were there. My dad was there. He stepped up. He took the role of, being a male influence for my daughter. He was an amazing grandfather to her until I married my husband now in 2007. And, I was very blessed. So even though it was a really hard time with my dad when I was young, when I needed him in my 20s, he was there. He was there for my daughter.
That's incredibly important.
So,
yeah.
And I had to look back at my dad's past and say, there was a reason why he was so angry. There was a reason why he was so afraid, because of the environment he was put in.
It's multi-generational. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alfonso, you should try Boulder. Boulder's nice. Oh, Boulder. I lived there. We lived there from, let's see, the 1999 to Well, let's see. I raised my son there for until he was 8 or 10. And I wouldn't want to raise a kid anywhere else. Like Boulder, it just got kind of expensive, but they do have a lot of social services. I think it might be easier to access because it's smaller
Right.
too. Because I got help because I had postpartum depression and I got a lot of help there.
You have to be with your sister though.
Yeah.
He has to
Oh,
be where his sister is.
oh, okay. Would she be interested in Boulder?
No, we bought a house in here where I'm at.
Oh, okay. Well, Aurora's nice. I have a friend that just bought a condo out there. And he's really happy.
Yeah, we're in like in the southeast of Aurora, you know, by Southland and all that.
Is it the mall?
Yeah,
I like that mall.
the E470.
Okay.
Yeah, off.
Is it the
You know
one
where
that goes out to
Quince.
the airport?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I had clients out there. I used to work for Parker Home. Yeah. I had clients in Aurora. So I have worked with an autism client a couple of times.
They're amazing individuals.
Yes.
My daughter's
Yes.
going to be an amazing mom.
And
I know one thing. The reason they chose over here pick up the Cherry Creek School District. They have a good autism program for my nieces.
in it, really? Wonderful.
Yeah, Cherry Creek.
Yeah, I think a lot of the schools are, it's not like when we were growing up. There's a lot more awareness.
It
I
depends
think.
on the school.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and that depends where you're at because, like, for instance, Albuquerque, New Mexico is one big school district. It covers all of, not just Albuquerque, but Rio Rancho, Bernalillo, Isleta, and all the small towns around Albuquerque. It's one big school district.
I mean, I remember sitting with a bunch of teachers, and my daughter had gotten a hold of like a paperclip, and she was fooling around with it in math class. And the teacher was like, I had to take away a paperclip from her. And I'm like, and so? I said she was using that to calm herself down because she went from one class, they interrupted halfway through and took her to a loud lunchroom and then back to the class and then back to math. And I said, so guess what? I'm going to put about 100 paper clips in her backpack tomorrow. I mean, I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. She said she wasn't listening to me. I'm like, oh, yes, she was. And the paperclip wasn't bothering you. And she was using that to calm herself down. So I'm going to put a paperclip in her backpack every day. She didn't last very long at that school. She was homeschooled for about 1.5 years. And then she went to a smaller school that was meant for her needs and so forth. So it all depends on the teachers. It all depends on,
Yeah, I'm
the
sure
environment and everything.
That's still true. Like, I feel like some people just want to be. I don't know.
If there was a car accident, and I asked everybody what what they looked at the car accident to be, and I guarantee you that people would come up a little bit would be in everybody's different story. But the car accident happened.
Right.
Just like the birth of Jesus. There are chapters of the Bible that were written by his disciples that were there. They may be a little bit different, but the same account is still there.
Yes.
And I know when I leave this world, I'm not gambling. I know where I'm going. I know I have a Jesus. Sure. I know that I've asked him to forgive my sins. I've accepted him that he died on the cross. My dad's in heaven. My aunt's in heaven. Family members that I love, I will see again. There is something happens when you come to that point where you know there's no question in my mind. And
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't live a second without him.
And
That's
I
really
got
nice.
yeah, and you know what? I got family that became atheist. Like my brother, he became atheist 10 years ago, not believing in anything at all.
Yeah.
Here's where I think sometimes Christians fault, and that is that sometimes they're not very loving with people that don't believe the way we believe.
Right.
Sometimes they can be very harsh. And like when I say I do devotions on my channel and so forth and some other things, and I say, listen, there is only one way to heaven. The way, the truth, and life is through Jesus. And I'm not
Yep.
saying that to be harsh. I'm saying what's in the Bible. But we've got to approach people with love. We cannot hit them over the head with the Bible.
Right. That exactly. Like
Because we have to show them God's love and Jesus' love.
yes.
We can plant the seed. God may down the road open their heart to what it is. But when you accept Jesus and they come in their heart, there's something happens.
Yes.
You can't explain it.
You know, all this time I've been, ever since I got brought up here, and I talked to one of my friends in Alamogordo. She knocked some hard sense on me, like telling me that I need to understand that, like I will ask, like can I pray to God to forgive this person, or like please forgive my mom for all this and that, and she told me, no, it's not up to you to ask God to forgive her. It's up to her to come to God to ask for forgiveness. All you could do is ask for God to soften her heart, and that's about it. All you could do is ask for God
Mm.
to.
And there was a time when I was exactly like you. And so that's why when people, I don't usually challenge this vociferously most of the time. I don't know why I did tonight, but yeah,
But
I just
I
I'm
gotta tell a
very
story what happened to
open.
me in 2011. I used to play in my church, in my church choir. I played with them for 18 months, and that last time that I played with them, my choir director yelled at me in front of everybody in the congregation because I missed one practice because I couldn't get it right. And that Tuesday I call ahead, hey, I'm not gonna be able to get it right. You might come and pick me up. No, I'm sorry, I can't pick you up. Um, can you tell me what song we're gonna play Sunday then, so I can practice on my own? We'll talk. And then that Sunday after service, she yelled at me in front of the whole congregation. Tell me, you're done. You're not playing no more. And I tell her, why are you telling me this? You got your guitar players or your other musicians. You're always missing practice, and you don't say anything to them. Now you're telling me this. Like I feel you're discriminating against me because of my
Yeah, it
blindness.
sounds, yeah, that's really not. But people are human,
Yeah.
and like that's the other side, and I will grant you this. eh, eh, We can't always just look at somebody who is supposed to like represent and say, well, you failed. And so therefore what you represent sucks. I think that's not fair too, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Cause I mean, a lot of people will be like, okay, look at these people that say they're Christian. And I'm like that too. I'm like, some of the worst people I know are pastors and things like that. But some of the best people I know are religious too,
Right.
and of different faiths. So yeah, it's not always fair to like say, you represent this, you suck as a person, therefore what you know. So I just wanted to
So,
throw that out there
so
too
I got
as
thrown
like a
out my
caveat.
part that time. I
Well,
got thrown
that's
out.
so unfair. She just sounds like somebody that was like really maybe a control freak,
Yeah.
not very understanding. Yeah. Yeah.
Alfonso, it's getting into 2 hours. I've got to go to bed soon.
All right.
I have to get up
I'm
for church
actually
tomorrow.
needing to go to
If we
bed
can
too.
actually drive on the road.
Yeah. Mary, if I could drive, I would have all the freedom in the world.
Please don't. Please don't, my friend.
Because I can tell you what I want to tell you. When I was in college, one of my faculties told me that if you could drive, you have all this freedom in the world. Go anywhere you want, anytime you want. You don't have to be asking anybody for rides because I know that's embarrassing. And then not only that, you get to even pick up chicks on the side of the road.
I don't think it works that way.
And from my understanding, I thought he was referring to farm animals like chickens.
Chooks. Okay. Well, there are self-driving cars that might be an option in the future.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe. We might have Knight Rider at one point.
Exactly. And then also, like, as a person who drove for a long time, I totaled my car, and if I never drive again, I'm okay with that. Like, well, actually, I did drive after that. A friend who is legally blind rented a car and had me take them up to Ouray, and I white knuckled it. I white knuckled that whole how many hours? It was so scary. Driving, it's very convenient. It is. But also it's just kind of I don't know. It's stressful.
Mhm.
So thank God for Uber.
Yeah,
Even
my
though
husband
it's a little
does most of the
pricey.
driving.
RTD, yeah.
RTD, I wish they were a little more reliable, but yes,
Yeah.
we use that mostly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, because you can't afford a
I don't
car.
use the light rail anymore because I struggle getting on and off.
I understand. The steps are so narrow,
Yeah,
and then they close the doors too fast. But sometime if you do want to
it's
go
all
for,
automatic.
yeah, there are buttons on the side, but if you can't see them, but if you want to go for a ride sometime, I can help you. And I can show you where the buttons are. But I hardly ever go out anymore because they've like cut all the like there's only like the E line, and so the places I go, like some of the train doesn't go to the
Yeah.
places I need to go. So it's too bad because I really like public transit. It's when I lived in Chicago, that's the only thing I used.
But
And it's really sophisticated and good. And in Paris and in London and most cities, like we should have it here. And we do have it, but we should our mayor so sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you're in Ohio, so you're probably not quite connecting with this whole Denver thing, but anyway, so Mary, it was really nice to meet you.
It was nice meeting you too.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to give anybody a hard
please
time.
connect with
My
Blessed Crochet.
Okay.
Please connect with Blessed Crochet. She's a great channel. Please connect with
what is it called?
Blessed to crochet. Blessed and then 2 and then crochet. But like I
Blessed
said,
to crochet. Oh, are you connected with Echo and
yes.
I might actually be one of your. I might already subscribe to you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like I say, keep
but I'll make
crocheting that
sure.
connection.
I will
No
make sure.
crochet hook required. You don't have to know how to crochet.
Okay, well, that's actually something I've been kind of wondering about learning. I did it. I knew how to do a chain stitch when I was a teenager, but I never got past that.
Yeah, I don't really
And I've been-
teach.
you don't teach. Okay.
I don't do a lot of teaching. I just crochet that connection. We are working on a blanket, and I'm going to show people how to do the kind of blankets I love doing, but just little steps and so forth. But
Okay,
we
I'll
crochet
pop in and
connection.
I
We want
won't
people
talk about
connecting.
religion
No,
at all.
it's fine. I just didn't want I didn't want the perception of, well, you believe this and then you don't, you're not respectful of other people's religion. If they want to believe that, go right ahead.
Right.
But I am not going to stop until the day I take my last breath to believe what I believe.
Fair.
And I will stand by it. But I will also be respectful of other people. It doesn't mean by me saying what I'm saying that I'm not going to be respectful. Do I believe? No. I believe there's one way, and you're either going to believe it or you're not. That simple. But we as Christians better do a better job of showing love and compassion and not hitting people over the head with it, because you're never going to get people to see it.
Yeah, you know what, Mary? It gave me an idea. Maybe I need to make a video about why we should not hit people with the Bible over the head with it. Mary, because
even God said there's going to be people that are going to see it and people that are not.
Because
the parable of the seeds.
They're going to see it or they're not.
This chicken right here, he's a troublemaker. He's a troublemaker.
Okay.
He's on probation. He got put on probation a couple of years ago.
Oh, he needs a little mercy and clemency.
Yeah. He got put on probation. He robs trains.
What? He robs trains.
Yeah. He got DUI last year.
I think that's your shadow self.
Yeah. Are you going to send us out with this? Are you going to send us out with the song, Alfonso?
Yep. I'm going to play
another. That's a nice
tired.
idea. And then we should all get a good night's sleep.
Yeah. All right, I got to close out with Jingle Bell.
Mucho gusto, Mary. That's amazing.
Great job.
You.
Bravissimo.
Yes. Thank you all. Okay, have all you guys have a good night. Stay safe, stay warm out there if you guys dealing with snow.
Yep. We'll see if we can go to church tomorrow.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Blessed be.
Yeah,
we've had the snow plow 4 times.
Oh my God.
Put on eye protection. I'm gonna say that if you got a problem with the snow, put on some eye protection.
Yeah.
The snow can burn your eyes.
Yes.
Mm.
Good night,
I don't
everybody.
know how to get off. Bye.
Bye.